Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, lots going on, and I just felt like doing some kind of a video on compassion and holding space and forgiveness. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been witnessing on a Facebook page lots of different opinions and arguments and accusations and ideas of how people want something to be. I'm not going to go into specifics, but the energy of it is something that we all kind of seem to be sucked into, and it almost felt like some kind of spinning vortex that you literally feel like you're drawn to it, and you get caught in its whirling quality, and you get sucked in to the central point, and it's so strong. It's almost like a magnetic pull. And I just really wanted to talk a little bit about the quality of that, for my own personal, what things that are happening in my life. And I really kept going to this page every single day, and in my own way contributing to that energy of negativity, and I really desperately wanted somehow. That's my daughter in the background. Hello. No, I can't do a video by myself now at the moment because they're all at home. So yeah, I can't really. It's quite difficult sometimes. I do find it difficult to really come from spirit, come from that place where I feel connected. So I'm not just thinking, oh, what's the next thing I should say? But yeah, going back to the idea of feeling like you want to be right, and how easy it is to get pulled into that, because we all have our own opinions about other people, the way they choose to live, things they choose to do, whether we think it's right or wrong. And there was an awful lot of that, just particularly aimed at one person who's teaching this group. And it was basically, it got to the point where it actually ended up being persecution. So this particular person was completely exposed, and yeah, it really affected me in the fact that I got drawn into the drama of it, and I hold my hands up that it's such an easy thing to do without recognizing it. It's what we do, isn't it? Every day we come onto here, or we go onto Facebook, and we live our lives through these mini worlds that we've created in this world. And it's so real. It seems so real, like the idea of that your opinions, the things that you say to people is reality, and you're creating a reality in that as well. Yeah. How can I bring mindfulness, spirit, the part of me that's my true self, into a situation like that where there's a lot of combative energy, people throwing different opinions at each other and having a fight. There's conflict, there's duality. Duality causes separation. How can I bring awareness to that, and in such a way that I'm not drawn into that. I'm almost detached from it, looking at it as if it's from another layer or another. I can detach from it in a way that I can see that the person, the one who wants to argue, he wants to fight, he wants to have their opinion and be right, is not who I truly am. It's not the truth of me, because when I sit there in meditation, or when I breathe and actually bring myself back to alignment, back to balance, back to oneness and union with the Creator, I don't have these needs to be right, to attack. Is when I'm sucked into that drama, and it's not until later on that I realise that has happened. I can come back to breath when I revisit that place that normally would have been disturbing me and creating this whirl. I can come away from that and reconnect with Source, and then look at it from the point of view of what was the purpose of that? What's the purpose? And the purpose to me is the fact that I'm giving myself greater and greater instances of this kind of friction that causes a change. It causes greater light to enter me and greater awareness. The sphere of me, the wholeness of me becomes bigger. The alchemy of me, the me in the sense of the true self, not the identity and personality Anna. And so these instances come to me to help me grow and expand out of that, to the point where I recognize its purpose. I see it had a purpose. I go through it and I come out the other side, and looking back, it is just another instance, another mountain to climb, to get to the top, look over and see the other side, and you can see where you've come. You can see that the purpose of it was to transform you, to help you to realize that you can, if you go into it with coming from the place of the true heart, in forgiveness and compassion and understanding and knowing that none of the other souls, you don't know what their paths are. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. And looking at it from that point of view, you can see that you're never going to know why someone argues the point they argue, and why they have the fears that they do. And so if that's true, that you're never going to really understand what it's like to be them, while we feel like we're separated, while we're looking at each other in human form, then isn't it more helpful to feel into the deepest part of yourself and realize that that soul staring back at you has got their own journey, and you arguing with that is like it's like a cat fight, isn't it? It's like it never does any good. It just goes like this, and it carries on endlessly forever. And it's like a noise that makes you feel chaotic and stressed out, and it takes over who you think you are, whereas all the while that energy is doing its job. And if you can move away from it and detach yourself and look at it from a different angle, you can see that it's there for a reason, so that you can transcend it, and then you're going to get the next obstacle. And it really is not actually an obstacle. It's a blessing. It's something that comes to you to give you greater and greater depth to yourself. So the things that you find the most difficult, the most challenging, are the ones that you need to embrace the most, with compassion, with an open heart. And it's scary. My daughter's making comments now. Oh, really? Trying to do a video here.
I know.
It's supposed to be serious, but seriousness is of the ego. So yeah, so I don't take these things too seriously, because otherwise I probably would be petrified and I wouldn't be able to say anything. So you've got to have a little bit of a laugh at yourself before you do anything like this. Yeah. And then you have greater and greater lessons come along. This was one of mine recently. And then the following day, I end up having quite a difficult argument with my husband about people being victims. This is a very hot topic at the moment. And I wasn't able to hold the space. I wasn't able to be compassionate and be willing to let him have his opinion. I knew he was going to ask me for mine, and in that moment that he asked me for mine, I kind of thought to myself, I know that whatever I say that's an opinion, it's always going to be wrong. And it's never going to be the truth of me. Therefore, it's almost pointless offering opinions, because if you don't have an opinion, there's nothing to there can't be a conflict, because the truth of you is all the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and it always will be. It's the deepest part of you, and no one can dispute that bit of you. Yeah, so it's having compassion for the other, because the other one who you're having an argument with is actually you, which I always have a real problem with that. Yeah, there's a lot of spiritual talk on Facebook, about I am you and we are God, you know, we are one. And to be honest, I always found that really, really difficult, because it's like you can say it from a conceptual point of view and try and understand it, but it's not a concept. It's something that just you either kind of feel it with like a feeling, seeing, with your third eye, with your inner knowledge that is God, or you don't see it. And I'm kind of in between stages where, you know, sometimes I'm still very much in my conceptual mind and not in my heart mind, and I don't see it. So therefore it's very difficult sometimes for me to have that go that extra mile with compassion and forgiveness. But it's a very good practice to sit with not knowing. This is a practice in Way of Mastery books. I found this practice really, really, really helpful, that I literally don't know what anything is or what it's for. And I literally can sit with this feeling with everything, with anyone, anything, not just with objects, but that you can start with objects in the room that you're sitting in, and really look at that and really think to yourself, well, yes, I know that it's called a chair, but really I've no idea how any of this was created. None of us do. And that humility and acceptance of that really helps, I think, when you're in the middle of an argument with your husband, or with a friend, or with someone who's close, who their opinion of you is meaningful to you. So if you say something that you feel like they are disapproving of, that you can just say to yourself, well, I don't know what this is for. I have a feeling that it might be for my growth, but I really don't know what that other person's journey is. And sorry, I just lost my thread because my daughter's singing up there on the toilet. Yeah, I really don't know what this thing is for. I don't know what this lesson is. I don't know what this person needs to help them on their journey. And because I don't know, I can let them be how they are and let it do what it's supposed to do, because only God knows that. I don't know. And yeah, I think this is a very interesting practice that can be explored. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it there because my daughter's really distracting me, but I hope that was beneficial to you. Okay, thank you. Bye.